What's going on, everybody? MSD here, back with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. I got a fun one for you today. My prized possession here, my 7-star rank 2 Shocker. I've been loving him, adoring him. Unfortunately, not too useful in this current season of Battlegrounds, but that's besides the point. I love Shocker. He's my favorite tech character, and he was my most wanted 7-star from the Gifted Guardians Crystal. Very happy to have pulled him. That's not the point of this video, though. I want to show you guys a fun rotation with Shocker that I've found. It's kind of a modification on a previous rotation that I made a video about earlier this year, because Shocker came out this year, right? I'm thinking last year. No, he came out this year. It's a modification of that rotation that I made, and it allows him to deal even more consistent damage. So the damage is higher and it's more consistent. So I have a little graphic here to show you guys what I'm talking about. So you want to build to your special 3 to gain the Energize. That's the main part of this, is you need to have the Energize active. And then after your special 3, use 1 to 2 special 1s to be at or over 100 of your charges. At this point, your special 1 should have a 100% chance to stun, because if we look at Shocker's abilities here, and we look at his special 1, 1% chance per Vibro Shock Charge to inflict a stun debuff with a 10-second cooldown. Cooldown is important. Remember the cooldown. At that point, like I said, you should have enough charges to inflict a stun with either a guaranteed chance or close to 100% chance. And then during that stun, charge your heavy attack. Let the heavy attack go. And then by the time you finish charging your heavy attack, the cooldown for the stun should be at around 6 or 7 seconds. So beta special from the opponent, do whatever you need to do to ensure you're in a safe position to throw another special 1. And then while the cooldown is active, you can do one of two things. You can either throw another special 1 before the stun cooldown returns, so then you have even more charges, or you can wait until the stun comes back, then throw another special 1, get the guaranteed stun, because you might already have enough charges to get the stun from the special 1, so you don't want to throw 2 special 1s, you just want to throw 1. So it's easier to show instead of trying to explain it. The graphic is there for you to take a screenshot and then practice yourself, but the video is I'm here to show you what it actually looks like. So the main idea is you need to get to your special 3, and then by the time you get to your special 3, you should be around 40 of your Vibro Shock Charges, somewhere in that neighborhood of 40, maybe close to 50, depending on the fight and how you're gaining power. But the main idea is you want to throw 1, preferably 2 special 1s after the special 3. And even if one of the special 1s stuns, don't worry about charging your heavy yet. You want to get into the loop where you have high enough Vibro Shock Charges to where your special 1 is getting a guaranteed stun, and you're playing in a way to where you're only really using a heavy attack. That's how you gain your power. And by the time you charge your heavy and then beta special, the stun will likely be off cooldown. I can just throw this because it's just for the sake of the test. So I have 34 charges here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw 2 special 1s. So here's my first one. It didn't stun, which is totally fine. But now I'm going to do a full 5 combo, throw another special 1. That didn't stun. That's great. So that's 2 special 1s done. So now I'm over 100 charges. So now, guaranteed chance to stun. And now I heavy charge. Get a guaranteed 120,000 damage. And see, look, by the time I'm going to throw another special 1, the stun is off cooldown. So if I land it, I can just keep doing this and consistently land over 100,000 damage on my heavy attack. The thing I was mentioning earlier about throwing the special 1 before the cooldown, that's just to gain more charges. But now, look at that. I'm back over 100. Another heavy attack, and he's dead. So that entire fight was less than 2 minutes for almost 600,000 health. And once you get into that loop, it's consistent. It never ends. You saw that I was able to throw 1 special 1 before the stun came back on cooldown, and because I have the Energize, I'm getting power at a rapid rate. So throwing that 1 special 1 to gain the additional charges really helped me in the long run, because by the time I was throwing my second special 1, in that last cycle there, I was already over 100 charges, so my stun chance was already 100%. I'll show it one more time in the Captain Marvel fight. But I think this rotation, I don't know where it could be used yet, but high health pool matchups in maybe story content or some kind of special quest where there's, you know, millions of health, instead of going for one big special 2 into a heavy where you deal, you know, 400,000 damage, you can get into this loop and consistently deal over 120,000 damage per hit. And like I said, the Energize, it doesn't go away unless you go over 2 bars of power. And ideally, you're just throwing special 1s back to back. So you're never going to get over that 2 bar of power threshold. So the Energize never goes away. You get the guaranteed stun after a 10-second interval from the special 1. You heavy charge, and you're dealing, you know, hundreds of thousands of damage in 10-second intervals, basically. And it never ends. It never ends. So I got a stun here, which is fine. I'm not going to use any of my charges because I'm too low. Like I said, and like the graphic displayed, you ideally want to be close to 100 or over 100 charges. So right there, 95. Throw a heavy, 91,000. In this situation, it would be better for me to throw an additional special 1 before the stun comes back to ensure I have well over 100 charges by the time I throw my second special 1. But as you can see, 117,000 damage. There's the unblockable, which is really nice now because it saves you a lot of strife from losing any charges. But look at this, 100,000 damage. It's consistent. It never ends. The stun's back from cooldown. I'm at 96 charges, guaranteed to land the stun, basically. Another heavy attack. And there you go, 117,000 damage. So that was, you know, a roughly the same amount of time, 100 seconds, basically, 100 seconds. And once you're in that loop, the main part of the time, like the time being 100 seconds, most of that is getting ramped up and prepared. Once you're there, you never leave the loop. It's the same thing. It's special 1, heavy during the stun, special 1, heavy during the stun. It just never ends. So this is something that I find to be very fascinating. It's just a different way to play and utilize with Shocker's Energize, and the fact that he has the special 1 on, he has the stun on the special 1, which gives him that guaranteed heavy damage. I think this is a very fun and potentially useful rotation for content going forward. You know, health pools are not going to get any smaller, and to have a character that can consistently deal 6-figure heavy attacks with little to no effort, I think it's pretty significant. So that's just a little Shocker rotation, an update on a previous rotation I had made for Shocker, just better handled. Instead of just going for heavy attacks every single time, being more methodical with it, being more calculated with how I'm using my charges, getting the special 1 stun, using the heavy then to get a 6-figure heavy attack every single time. So that's all I wanted to showcase in this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Please make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell for notifications. See you guys in the next one. Peace.